start with some opening comments from Coach, then we can take questions.
Very proud of the young men in this program. That was a big game, and walking into it, we knew 2 weeks ago this was going to be a big football game, and they delivered. We had good weeks of practice. I told them I expected them to play well. They expected themselves to play well, and they did. So it's fun to see that take place. It's very rewarding for those young men, and it should be, because that's a good football team we just played. A lot of individual efforts that are out there, but I think it's important with the youth in this team and everything that's out there as we talk about a team victory, and that's what this was. We played well on offense, we played well on defense, we played well on special teams, and there was numerous players that contributed in a big way, and that's when you got yourself moving in the right direction, because we all know the quality opponents that you play in the Big Ten, and Maryland is definitely one of those.
Jeff.
Gary, what do you think was more either important or impressive from your perspective? The way your special teams won the battle against a team with good special teams, or the way your defense shut down an offense that is usually pretty good?
Well, yeah, I don't know if I could even point one out. We were looking for both, but that defense was swarming to the ball. They tackled well. Maryland gives you so many different options that are out there, and the key from a scheme standpoint was I thought Dave and his staff did a tremendous job of keeping familiarity with the base offense that they ran. Still spread concepts, yes, but then you shift gears when you get those three backs in the backfield, and it's a completely different world. You handle those checks every single time. There wasn't confusion, there wasn't panic. They lined up and they executed at a high level, so that was impressive. We tackled well against some very skillful players that have done some tremendous things this year for Maryland. Special teams wise, we want to, when you get those the young men that are out there, that the youth playing again, it's important that you give them an opportunity to feel like they have an opportunity to change the game. And we tried to be a little bit more aggressive. We changed some things up. Obviously, we had a fake that Drew worked to perfection on 4th and 7. They thought he was going to run the ball, so that worked out well. Bringing Bart in there and doing what Bart did, everybody looks at that punt and probably says, "Whoa, holy cow!" I'd like it to have a little more height on it for a minute, but job well done. It's designed to roll down there and potentially bump one of their guys, or cause a very talented return man not to get his hands on it. So equal, I would say. Both. I'm very proud of the offense, defense, and special teams, and they all delivered in a big way.
Gary, how satisfying was it to land 2 big shots in the play-action game? I think maybe the 2 longest pass plays of the season. Do you think this could be a turning point for the passing offense?
Yeah, I hope so. We've been looking for it. We got the opportunity to get the ball up in the air and the kid to run under it and contested ball. That catch by Alex was a tremendous catch, contested really by a safety coming over the top and the young man that was also covering him, and he went up there and got the ball a couple times. So it's good to see, and the ball was there, the protection was there. Let's not forget, you got to protect for a long time, and most of the time there's a running back that's sitting out there one-on-one on an edge defender and blocking in that setting. So they held up well.
Gary, Bart had been messing around after practice, punting the ball, but when was the decision made to give him a shot at that, and what was the reason behind it?
Well, Bart kind of informed Coach Janik that he had punted in high school, and I think we watched him punt. The normal punting didn't go so well in practice. It was up and down a little bit, to say the least, but he kind of, during the bye week and this last little bit, got used to the rugby-style scenario and the situations, and that's where we use him. We will continue to use him in that spot. I think it will help us. Again, it's anything you can do to cause people to practice a little bit more, cause a little bit more issues for them as they prepare for you, and then on game day it's a positive, and that's what Bart will do. And let's not forget either that he is a quarterback back there, and he's always a threat to do some things with his arm.
Andy.
Gary, how much time, extra time, if at all, did you spend on special teams during this stretch preparing for Maryland?
We focused heavy on special teams. The kids executed it, worked hard in practice at it. Coaches coached it hard, and we wanted to make sure that we felt like, again, we were edgy in the special teams area, and we have the ability to be able to do that now as we've got the base schemes and the scenarios. I guess as you move forward through a year, you kind of understand who can make a play and how they can make a play, and when you put them in a spot to give them an opportunity to make a play. And we grow every week in that area, and so this bye week gave us a chance to focus on it even more.
Gary, this is the second week using 2 quarterbacks. I'm just curious, obviously Tanner got more snaps this week. Did you get more out of it, what you had hoped, and is there anything still that gives you pause when you see him using 2 that you want to tweak a little bit yet?
Yeah. was proud of both of them. I think Tanner was 2 for 3 on his drives for touchdowns. The one, I think we stalled and punted, if I remember right. Joel had the rest of them thrown out there and scored a whole bunch of points. So this team, the way those two young men handle it daily is impressive. I walked out the tunnel. They're walking side by side out to the football game, and they're talking about each other, and they're talking to each other, talking about the game plan, talking about executing, and it doesn't change in the football game. So they handle it well, the kids on the team handle it well, and it is, I have no reservations at all saying that we are going to move forward and have the ability to play both of those young men, and they've executed at a high level, and you can see the offense change. It's, again, practice time, eating up. I don't know how much it is that teams that we prepare for use getting ready for Tanner when he walks in the game with all the option stuff, but I do know how much we spent on Maryland's option stuff, and it's substantial, and it eats up a lot of time.
Terry, you shut down the option, you shut down Diggs till the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the defense you envisioned having when you got here?
Yeah, if we could play that defense every week, that would be wonderful. They just really executed at a very high level, and proud of them. That's what we want to be. I think we were aggressive by nature. We were aggressive by play call, and when I say that, I mean by our base play calls. Well, we stayed aggressive with them the whole game. We weren't like overly crazy on zero blitzes or what have you. We ran 4 or 5 of them throughout the game, but the kids were settled, and sitting at the hotel last night, I felt very comfortable with the way that they had prepared and kind of just how they were going about their business. So it was great. If we could do that every week, that'd be fantastic.
Jeff?
Gary, maybe it's just me, but from your perspective, was Joe Sherbert involved more and more active or consistent today than he had been a little bit? Seemed to be well involved now.
I'll have to watch the film on that. Joe has been very steady. I think they played both those outside linebackers with Joe and Vince have had some big plays in the last couple of games, big play capability, and that is a big play capability. It's a position where you should have the opportunity to make big plays, and we're starting to do it. Joe's showing up doing that. I thought Mike Caputo again was just fantastic today. He makes the first play on the 7 route, knocks the ball out. We turn around, flip the field, and we're able to go down and score, I believe, on that drive, and a number of tackles. But those 3 kids are kind of interweaved within that defense to do some critical things for us. And Joe's one of them, Vince is one of them, and Michael Caputo is definitely one of those kids that I think changed the game today.
Andy?
Gary, could you detail the thought process going into the fake and what the keys there were for Drew? Obviously, if they're thinking he's going to run, then the opportunity comes to, I think it was a throw and pass, if you want to put it that
Jump
way.
pass.
Jump pass.
Yeah. Well, it was just a pure call. We're going to do it on that side of the field because we wanted to try to get them into a safe scenario where their defense was on the field. Not often do you get fakes run in safe scenarios, but we felt like it was the best opportunity. And Coach Bush and Coach Jennings did a tremendous job of designing it, and we dialed it up at the first opportunity it was there, and it just happened to be early in the game, and they executed it very, very well. I think that Troy did a great job, Drew did a great job, the front line did a good job, kids stayed behind the line of scrimmage like they were supposed to, and it was executed at a high level.
Jason?
Coach, Melvin, I believe, has 15 touchdowns now in the last 5 games. Everyone knows how good he is, but talk about what makes him so effective near the goal line, and how is he able to convert so many chances?
Well, Melvin's very hard to stop in a yard or 2 or even 5 if he's down there in the red zone area. If he gets a crease, he's tremendously improved his pad level, his ability to hit a crease and know when he needs a couple yards versus when he's out playing in the middle of the field. And he pushes piles, and he's a physical runner. He gets a crease, he's hard to get down, and he's a lot more powerful in those situations than I remember him being last year, which is, again, credit to Melvin and the way he works.
On the left?
You brought Caputo and Peniel Jean on safety blitzes a lot.
Mhm.
They both seem to have the snap count down. How difficult is it for a safety to be able to time that snap count so they're going across the line right at the snap?
Yeah, that's film study, and it is young men caring when they leave the facility and spending time focusing on the little things that win you football games. And it's very difficult. It's an art. It has to be practiced. And I would also pass on that our young men on the scout team who have to, give us that look is so important. And the scout kids in this program take tremendous pride in that, and the center did it all week long and was able to time it up. But those kids definitely prepared, and you could see it when, the last drive, when those kids were out, it wasn't timed up quite the same. So it was good, it was a big advantage, and it kind of stayed on pace the whole game.
Kobe,
With ups and downs in the first half of the season, what can a game like this to kick off the second half do for the confidence of this team, with the success you guys had on both sides of the ball?
Well, we're a pretty good football team. There's not a lot of 5-2 teams in the country. So, ups and downs, backs and forths, that's football. And I'm proud of where these kids are. But it's great to start the second half of the season with, a convincing victory, homecoming. These kids now have 2 opportunities left, those seniors in camp around to play. And pretty special to have this one. Rob Havenstein, that's his home now. So he's going to spend, he's pretty proud for right now that he was able to win that game this week. But it's a good start to the second half of the season. And again, we did expect to play well today, and I expect us to continue to prepare and play well as we move forward. It's time to look at ourselves and understand where we are and what we're doing. And I think they've handled it well.
Coach, 3 significant players came back in Watt, Herring, and Trotter. Did you notice anything tangible that they brought today, or was it more just as a whole them coming back that helped?
Again, I would say I look at this game as a team victory. It's tremendous to have them back for themselves, to have that opportunity to be able to play. It's tremendous for our team to have them back and be able to play. But those kids had some big smiles on their faces, and they were fired up, ready to go throughout the week of practice. And as they felt comfortable, as Derek felt more comfortable and Warren felt more comfortable, you could just see it building momentum on Wednesday and Thursday. And the team gets a little extra juice from that. I would definitely say that.
Gary, there seems to have been so much growth all over the place since Northwestern, especially on offense. Do you feel that your group is starting to get an identity now on that side of the ball?
Yeah, I would agree with that. We looked at ourselves long and hard after the Northwestern game, and you're going to go one way or the other. You're going to continue to fight, and you're going to bow up, and quite frankly, you're going to be a man in a man's business, and you've got to find a way to get better. And I'm proud of those kids, the way that they looked at themselves, in the mirror. We all did the same thing as coaches, and we came back and we decided we were going to work to get better. Now, we won a couple games, and we'll see in 4 or 5 weeks exactly how far we can take this thing. But it was definitely a time where I'm proud of the way that they reacted to a tough loss, I guess is the easiest way to put it.
Back.
Coach, Melvin has now 15 touchdowns in the last 3 games, I believe, and also obviously what he does just in general, putting up yards per carry. Just what does it do for you to have a guy like that in your offense?
Well, I think Melvin Gordon is, with all due respect to the rest of the great running backs in the country, I think he's the best running back in the country. And to have that ability, to have a young man that can go the distance at any moment, and have the ability as a head coach to, I say it a lot, well, here it goes again, to have young kids in your program that can be mentored by Melvin Gordon is pretty special.
Got time for 2 more, Jim?
It looked like Sojourn and Darius and Derek had turns taking a crack at Diggs at various points. Does that speak to your trust level in them, A, and then B, is it, I guess a dynamic play like that, is there anything special those kids had to do to kind of take him out of the game?
Well, I don't know if we completely took him out of the game, but he was, they put him all over the place, and they asked him to do a lot of different things, and so it's really hard to, kind of chase him around the field, because in zone coverage, he may be lined up at number 2, he may be at number 3, he may be out there at number 1, he may be singled out on the side away from trips all by himself. So we just kind of decided we would lock up and try to do our best to cover a very talented receiver, and we tried to mix up our coverages with them, put ourselves in a position to be able to get the ball out quickly for the quarterback, which was effective again today. We definitely affected the quarterback with the rush and didn't allow him to sit in there and lock in on a very talented target.
Jeff?
Piniel got the start again today, and I saw Luber came in a little bit. Is he just not fully healthy yet, or is Piniel giving you a little more poise or experience back there?
PJ has played well, and Luber is still a little bit gimpy. And he was, we kind of went through, this game is a great game for PJ. PJ loves to tackle you. He loves to get up on you and get in your face and get physical with football, and he's very, very good at that. And he's got that, he just I like that a lot, the way he carries himself, the physicality and the toughness he brings to the field. And, you know, Lubern is in those moments where we used him in third downs more, where he was an ability to be able to cover the field. Just another way that you try to use every young man in the program that you can to best help the football team.
Got time for one more?
Gary,
Tom?
got something from both your quarterbacks
Mhm.
today. Can you live with only two quarterbacks, or do
Yeah.
you have to pare that down at some
Yeah,
point?
no, I think right now, again, like I said, I think it's the best scenario for us. We did have some positives from both young men, and the key is to me, the key is, again, I say it, how they handle it, how this team handles it. We're in good shape. I feel very comfortable with the spot we are at the quarterback, and I'm very happy that they both had some success today.